Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about something simple and useful. We will talk about your daily routine and how you can use it to learn English. Every day you wake up, you start your day with small actions. These actions are your daily routine. It can be waking up, brushing your teeth, eating breakfast, or going to work or school. These simple things are very powerful. They can help you learn English in a natural way. Let me tell you a story. When I started learning English, I did not know where to begin. I felt confused. I had many books, but I did not use them. One day, I decided to start with something simple. I decided to talk about my daily routine in English. In the morning, I woke up and said, I wake up at 7. It was a small sentence. Then I said, I brush my teeth. Then, I eat breakfast. These were very simple sentences, but they helped me a lot. Every day I repeated them. Slowly, I started to feel more comfortable. Talking about your daily routine is easy because you already know what you do. You do not need to think too much. You just need to say it in English. This makes learning simple and natural. Now let's talk about your morning. The morning is a great time to practice English. When you wake up, you can start thinking in English. You can say, I am waking up. Then, I am going to the bathroom. Then, I am brushing my teeth. These small sentences help you build your habit. When I was learning, I used my morning time very carefully. I spoke to myself in English. At first, it felt strange. I felt shy, even when I was alone, but I continued. After a few days, it became normal. I started to enjoy it. After your morning routine, you can move to the next part of your day. Maybe you have breakfast. You can say, I am eating bread, or I am drinking tea. Use simple words. Do not worry about big sentences. Simple is better. I remember my breakfast time. I used to sit quietly and think in English. I looked at my food and described it. I said, this is hot tea. This bread is soft. These small descriptions helped me learn new words. Now let's talk about going outside. Maybe you go to school or work. This is another chance to practice. You can say, I am going to work. I am walking. I am taking a bus. These sentences are part of your life, so they are easy to remember. When I traveled, I looked around and spoke in my mind. I said, the road is busy. There are many in Nez. The sky is blue. This practice helped me think faster in English. During the day, you do many things. You can use all of them to practice. If you are working, you can say, I am working. I am writing. I am talking. If you are studying, you can say, I am reading. I am learning new words. One day, I was sitting at my desk. I felt bored. Then I started to describe everything around me in English. I said, this is my table. This is my pen. My book is on the table. Suddenly, my boring time became a learning time. Now let's talk about the afternoon. In the afternoon, you may feel tired. This is normal. But you can still practice a little. You can think about what you did in the morning. You can say, I woke up early. I had breakfast. I went to work. This is called review. When you repeat what you did, you remember it better. I used to do this every afternoon. I thought about my day in English. It helped me remember words and sentences. In the evening, you can do the same thing. When your day is ending, you can talk about it. You can say, "Today was a good day. I worked hard. I learned new words." This helps you build confidence. I remember my evenings. I used to sit quietly and think about my day. I spoke slowly in English. Sometimes I made mistakes, but I did not stop. I continued, and I improved. Before you sleep, you have one more chance. You can say, "I am going to sleep. I am tired. Good night." These small sentences complete your day in English. Another important thing is repetition. When you repeat your daily routine every day, it becomes easy. You do not need to think too much. The words come naturally. This is how you build fluency. Also, do not worry about mistakes. When I started, I made many mistakes. Sometimes my sentences were wrong, but I did not stop. I kept going. Mistakes helped me learn. Another tip is to keep your sentences short. Do not try to speak long sentences at the start. Simple sentences are strong. They help you build your base. You can also write your daily routine. Take a notebook and write, "I wake up at 7. I eat breakfast. I go to work." Writing helps you remember better. I used to write my routine every day. At first, my writing was very simple, but slowly, it became better. I started to add more words. My confidence grew. Talking about your daily routine is one of the best ways to learn English. It is simple, natural, and powerful. You use real life to learn a new language. So start today. Do not wait. When you wake up tomorrow, speak in English. Talk about your routine. Keep it simple. Repeat every day. You will see a big change. Step by step, you will become better. Your fear will go away, and your confidence will grow. Chapter 2. Building confidence through daily routine. Confidence is very important when you speak English. Many people know words. Many people understand English. But when it is time to speak, they feel nervous. Their voice becomes slow. Their mind becomes empty. This happens because they do not feel confident. Let me tell you something simple. Confidence does not come in one day. It grows slowly. It grows when you practice every day. It grows when you speak, even if you make mistakes. When I started learning English, I was not confident. I was very shy. I knew some words, but I did not speak. I was afraid of making mistakes. I thought people would laugh at me. So I stayed quiet. One day, I decided to change. I told myself, I will speak, even if I make mistakes. That day, I started with my daily routine. I said simple sentences like, I wake up. I eat food. I go outside. These were small steps, but they helped me. Your daily routine is your best friend. It gives you simple and easy sentences. When you speak about your routine every day, you repeat the same words. This repetition builds your confidence. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is normal. Every learner feels it. When you try something new, you feel uncomfortable. But this is part of learning. You must face this fear. In the morning, when you wake up, try to speak in English. Even if your voice is low, speak. Say, I am waking up. Then say, I am getting ready. These small actions help you fight your fear. I remember my first days. I spoke very slowly. Sometimes I stopped in the middle of a sentence. But I did not give up. I continued every day. Slowly, my fear became smaller. Another important thing is to speak out loud. Do not just think in your mind. Use your voice. When you speak out loud, your brain and your mouth work together. This makes your speaking better. When I was alone, I spoke loudly. I described everything. I said, I am opening the door. I am walking. I am sitting. It felt strange at first, but it helped me a lot. Now let's talk about mistakes. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are your teachers. When you make a mistake, you learn something new. So do not be afraid of them. One day I said a wrong sentence. I felt embarrassed, but then I learned the correct sentence. That mistake helped me improve. After that, I was not afraid anymore. When you talk about your daily routine, you may make mistakes. That is okay. Just keep going. Say the sentence again. Try again. This is how you learn. Another tip is to keep your language simple. Do not try to use difficult words. Simple words are strong. They help you speak clearly. For example, instead of saying a long sentence, you can say, I eat food. I drink water. I go to work. These simple sentences are enough. Confidence also grows when you repeat. Repetition is very powerful. When you say the same sentence many times, it becomes easy. Your brain remembers it. Your tongue becomes comfortable. I used to repeat my daily routine every day, morning, afternoon, and evening. I said the same sentences again and again. Slowly, I did not need to think. The words came naturally. Now let's talk about your afternoon. In the afternoon, you can review your day. You can say, I woke up early. I had breakfast. I worked. This helps you remember your learning. When I did this, I felt happy. I saw my progress. I saw that I could speak more than before. This gave me confidence. In the evening, you can practice again. Talk about your day. Say, today was good. I learned new words. I practiced English. This builds your habit. Confidence also comes from small success. When you speak one sentence correctly, it is a success. When you remember one word, it is a success. These small successes are important. I remember when I spoke my first full sentence. It was simple, but I felt very happy. That moment gave me motivation. It made me want to learn more. Another helpful tip is to smile when you speak. It may sound simple, but it works. When you smile, you feel relaxed. Your fear becomes less. Also, be patient with yourself. Do not rush. Learning takes time. Confidence grows step by step. Every day you practice, you become a little better. Sometimes you may feel tired. Sometimes you may feel like you are not improving. That is normal. Do not stop. Keep going. I had many days like this. I felt slow. I felt stuck. But I continued. After some time, I saw improvement. My speaking became easier. You can also use a mirror. Stand in front of a mirror and speak. Look at yourself. This helps you feel more confident. It prepares you for real conversations. I use this method. At first, I laughed at myself, but then I became serious. I spoke with confidence. It helped me a lot. Another idea is to record your voice. Speak about your daily routine and record it. Then listen to it. You will hear your mistakes. You will also hear your improvement. I did this many times. At first, I did not like my voice, but later I saw my progress. This made me happy. Talking about your daily routine is not just practice. It is a way to build confidence. It is easy, natural, and powerful. So keep speaking every day. Do not be afraid. Use simple sentences. Repeat again and again. Smile and be patient. You are learning. You are improving. Confidence is growing inside you. Chapter 3. Expanding your daily routine vocabulary. Vocabulary means words. Words are very important. When you know more words, you can say more things. But do not worry. You do not need to learn many difficult words. You just need to learn simple words and use them every day. Let me tell you a story. When I was learning English, I knew only a few words. I could say, I eat, I go, and I sleep. That was all. But I use these words every day. Slowly, I started to add more words. One day I learned a new word. The word was quickly. I was very happy. The next day, I used it. I said, I walk quickly. It was a small change, but it made my sentence better. This is how you grow your vocabulary. You take a simple sentence and you add one new word. You do not need to change everything. Just add a little more. Now let's start with your morning routine again. You already know how to say, I wake up. Now you can add more. You can say, I wake up early, or I wake up slowly. These are simple changes, but they make your English stronger. When you brush your teeth, you can say, I brush my teeth. Then you can add, I brush my teeth carefully, or I brush my teeth every day. These small words help you say more. I remember when I started doing this. I felt excited. Every new word was like a small victory. I wanted to use it again and again. Now let's talk about your breakfast. You can say, I eat breakfast. Then you can add more detail. You can say, I eat a big breakfast, or I eat a simple breakfast. You can also say what you eat. I eat bread. I drink tea. Try to look at your food and describe it. Say, the tea is hot. The bread is soft. These words are easy, but they help you build your vocabulary. When I practiced this, I learned many words. I learned hot, cold, sweet, and fresh. I use them every day. Because I use them often, I remembered them easily. Now let's move to your daily activities. During the day, you do many things. You can use all of them to learn new words. If you are working, you can say, I am working. Then you can add, I am working hard. Or, I am working quietly. If you are studying, you can say, I am reading. Then add, I am reading a book. Or, I am reading slowly. These small additions make a big difference. One day, I was sitting in my room. I looked around and started naming things. I said, this is a chair. This is a table. Then I added more words. This is a big chair. This is a wooden table. I learned many new words in this way. This method is very powerful. Look around you. Name things, then describe them. Use simple words. This helps your brain learn naturally. Now let's talk about action words. Action words are verbs like eat, walk, run, and talk. You already know some of them. Now you can add more. For example, instead of saying walk, you can learn run. Instead of look, you can learn watch. Use these new words in your daily routine. I remember when I learned the word carry. I started using it every day. I said, I carry my bag. It was a simple sentence, but it helped me remember the word. Another good idea is to learn opposite words. For example, hot and cold, big and small, fast and slow. These words are easy to learn and very useful. You can use them in your daily routine. Say, the water is hot. Then say, the water is cold. This practice helps you understand both words. Now let's talk about the afternoon. In the afternoon, you can review your new words. Think about your day and use your new vocabulary. Say, I woke up early. I ate a big breakfast. I worked hard. This helps you remember your new words. When you use a word many times, it becomes part of your memory. I used to do this every day. I repeated my new words in the afternoon and evening. Because of this, I never forgot them. In the evening, you can practice again. Talk about your whole day. Try to use your new words. Say, today was a busy day. I learned new words. I practiced English carefully. Do not worry if you forget some words. It is normal. Just try again. The more you practice, the better you become. Another helpful tip is to keep a small notebook. Write your new words in it. Write simple sentences with those words. This helps you remember them better. I had a small notebook when I was learning. I wrote new words every day. Then I used them in my daily routine. This helped me a lot. Also, repeat your words out loud. When you say a word, you remember it better. Your brain and your mouth work together. I used to repeat words many times. I said them until they felt easy. This made me more confident. Learning vocabulary does not have to be hard. You do not need to memorize long lists. Just learn a few words every day and use them in your routine. This is the best way to learn. It is simple, natural, and effective. So start today. Add one or two new words to your daily routine. Use them again and again. Speak them. Write them. Repeat them. You will see your vocabulary grow step by step. Your sentences will become better. Your confidence will increase. Chapter 4. Making sentences from your daily routine. Words are important, but sentences are more powerful. When you join words together, you can share your thoughts. You can tell your story. You can speak with confidence. Let me tell you something simple. You do not need long sentences. You just need clear sentences. Simple sentences are the best way to start. When I started learning English, I used very short sentences. I said, I wake up. I eat food. I go outside. These sentences were small, but they helped me speak. After some time, I started to make longer sentences. I added more words. I said, I wake up early in the morning. I eat breakfast with my family. These sentences were still simple, but they were better. This is what you will learn today. You will learn how to grow your sentences step by step. Now let's start with your morning routine. You already know how to say, I wake up. Now you can make it longer. You can say, I wake up at 7 in the morning. This sentence gives more information. Then you can say, I wake up at 7 in the morning and I brush my teeth. Now you are joining two ideas. This is a great step. I remember when I learned this. I felt happy. I could say more things in one sentence. It made my English stronger. After that, you can add even more. You can say, I wake up at 7 in the morning, I brush my teeth, and I take a shower. Now you are telling a small story about your morning. This is how you build sentences. Start small, then add more. Now let's talk about your breakfast. You can say, I eat breakfast. Then you can make it longer. I eat breakfast at 8. Then you can add more. I eat breakfast at 8 with my family. You can also add details. I eat bread and drink tea. Now your sentence becomes more interesting. When I practiced this, I enjoyed it. I felt like I was telling a story about my life. It made learning fun. Now let's move to your daily activities. During the day, you can describe what you do. You can say, I go to work, then make it longer. I go to work in the morning. Then you can say, I go to work in the morning and I work with my team. This helps you connect ideas. Connecting ideas is very important. You can use simple words like and, then, and after. These words help your sentences flow. For example, you can say, I wake up, then I brush my teeth, and after that, I eat breakfast. This is a complete idea. I use this method every day. I connected my actions. I told my routine like a story. It helped me speak more naturally. Now let's talk about describing your surroundings. You can make sentences about what you see. For example, the room is clean. Then make it longer. The room is clean and quiet. You can also say, the table is big and brown. These sentences are simple, but they help you practice. One day, I looked around my room and made many sentences. I said, the window is open. The air is fresh. The light is bright. This practice helped me improve quickly. Now let's talk about the afternoon. In the afternoon, you can talk about what you did. You can say, I worked today. Then make it longer. I worked hard today. Then you can say, I worked hard today and I finished my tasks. This shows your progress. You can also talk about your feelings. Say, I feel tired. Then add more. I feel tired because I worked a lot. This makes your sentence meaningful. I remember when I started talking about my feelings. It was a new step for me. It helped me express myself better. In the evening, you can describe your whole day. You can say, today was a good day. Then make it longer. Today was a good day because I learned new words. You can also say, today was a busy day, but I am happy. This shows contrast. It makes your sentence more interesting. Another helpful idea is to ask yourself questions. For example, what did I do today? Then answer it in English. This helps you practice more. I used to ask myself questions every evening. Then I answered them in English. It helped me think faster. Now let's talk about using time words. Time words help you organize your sentences. Words like morning, afternoon, evening, today, and yesterday are very useful. For example, you can say, in the morning, I wake up early. In the afternoon, I work. In the evening, I relax. These sentences are clear and easy. You can also combine them. In the morning, I wake up early, and in the evening, I rest. This makes your speaking smooth. Another important tip is to practice every day. The more you make sentences, the easier it becomes. At first, it may feel slow, but do not worry. Keep going. I practiced every day. I made simple sentences again and again. Slowly, I improved. My sentences became longer and clearer. Also, do not be afraid to repeat. Repetition helps you remember. When you say the same sentence many times, it becomes natural. You can also write your sentences. Writing helps you see your mistakes. It also helps you remember better. I used to write my daily routine every night. Then I read it again. This helped me improve my sentences. Making sentences is a very important step in learning English. It helps you speak clearly. It helps you express your ideas. So start today. Take your daily routine and turn it into sentences. Start with short sentences, then make them longer. Connect your ideas. Speak and write every day. Step by step, you will see improvement. Your English will become stronger. You will feel more confident. Chapter 5. Speaking your daily routine with flow. Flow means speaking smoothly. It means your words come out easily. You do not stop again and again. You speak like a story. This is very important if you want to sound natural in English. Let me tell you something simple. You already know many words. You can already make sentences. Now you just need to connect them and speak them smoothly. When I started learning English, I spoke in broken sentences. I said, I wake up, I eat, I go. There were many pauses. It did not sound natural, but I did not stop. I practiced every day. One day, I tried something new. I connected my sentences. I said, I wake up in the morning, and I brush my teeth. Then I eat breakfast. It was not perfect, but it sounded better. That was my first step to flow. You can do the same. Take your daily routine and speak it like a story. Start from the morning and go step by step. For example, you can say, in the morning I wake up early and I brush my teeth. Then I take a shower and eat breakfast. This is smooth. This is flow. At first it may feel difficult. You may stop in the middle. You may forget words. That is okay. Do not worry. Keep going. Now let's talk about linking words. Linking words help your sentences connect. Words like and, then, after that, and because are very useful. You can say, I wake up early and I go for a walk. Or, I eat breakfast, then I go to work. These words make your speaking smooth. I remember when I started using linking words. My speaking changed. It became easier. It became more natural. Another important thing is not to rush. Speak slowly. When you speak slowly, you think better. Your sentences become clear. When I practiced, I spoke slowly every day. I did not try to speak fast. I focused on clarity. After some time, my speed improved naturally. Now let's talk about practice. Practice is the key to flow. You must practice speaking your daily routine every day. In the morning, speak about what you are doing. In the afternoon, speak about what you did. In the evening, speak about your whole day. This repetition builds your flow. It trains your mind. It makes speaking easier. I use this method every day. I spoke in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Slowly, I noticed a change. I was speaking without stopping too much. Another helpful tip is to use your voice clearly. Do not speak too softly. Speak with energy. This makes your speaking strong. When I was learning, I practiced speaking clearly. I opened my mouth and spoke every word. It helped me improve my pronunciation. Now let's talk about thinking in English. When you think in English, your speaking becomes faster. You do not need to translate in your mind. At first, I translated everything. It was slow. But then I started thinking in English. I used simple sentences. This made my speaking faster and smoother. You can practice this with your daily routine. Think, I am walking. I am eating. I am working. These small thoughts help a lot. Another idea is to tell your routine like a story. Imagine you are telling someone about your day. You can say, today I woke up early, then I had breakfast, and after that I went to work. I worked hard, and in the evening I came home and relaxed. This sounds natural and smooth. I use this method often. I pretended I was telling my story to someone. It made my speaking better. Now let's talk about mistakes. When you try to speak with flow, you may make mistakes. That is normal. Do not stop because of mistakes. Keep speaking. If you stop every time you make a mistake, your flow will break. So keep going. You can correct yourself later. I learned this with time. At first, I stopped a lot, but then I learned to continue. This helped me speak more smoothly. Another helpful tip is to listen to yourself. You can record your voice. Speak your daily routine and listen to it. When you listen, you can hear where you stop. You can hear your mistakes. This helps you improve your flow. I used recordings many times. At first, I did not like my voice, but then I saw my progress. It made me happy. Also, try to practice every day without missing a day. Consistency is very important. Even if you practice for a few minutes, do it daily. I made it a habit. Every day, I spoke in English. Some days were easy, some days were hard, but I continued. Now let's talk about confidence again. When you speak with flow, your confidence grows. You feel better, you feel stronger. When I started speaking smoothly, I felt proud. I felt like I was really learning. This gave me motivation to continue. Remember, you do not need perfect English. You just need to speak. Simple and clear speaking is enough. So take your daily routine and speak it with flow. Connect your sentences. Use linking words. Speak slowly and clearly. Practice every day. Do not be afraid of mistakes. Keep going, and you will improve. Step by step, your speaking will become smooth. You will feel more confident. You will enjoy speaking English. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will share more easy lessons like this. See you in the next video. Bye.